Okay then, so we've got a few folks curious to know whether this is going to work or not, but we've got ourselves one of these Citi Kitty cat training toilets. The idea is that we're going to be training a new kitten that we're getting in literally about an hour's time to use a normal toilet as its loo. So inside here we have, there you go, that's actually the unit itself. We've got two pieces. That, I'm assuming that you're looking at instructions, that is your first go, and then if things don't work out you've got a second attempt. So starting with this, the idea and the plan is that we let the kitten start using this as the training toilet, and then you just cut away the holes, gradually getting bigger and bigger as you go along. It's supposed to fit on any loo at all, so let's give it a shot. There you go, they're right, it fits on your loo. So all we need to do now is add some cat litter. So that's the kitty litter in. That's just a small thin layer that we've got in there. We've taken off the back of the loo just purely because we don't want any chance at all of it falling on top of her while she's trying to go. So we'll see whether or not she gets used to this. You never know. By the end of it we might be able to train her to flush the toilet as well while she's at it. That would be amazing, but one step at a time. So what I'm thinking is we're probably going to need a step as well. So we now have the step, and there she is, only a little kitten after all. Make her life as easy as possible. So plan is, once she's settled a little bit, we'll introduce her to the litter tray, and since this is going to be her only litter tray she'll know, coming into the new house, the idea is, cross fingers she won't get confused. We might have several runs around the house with a trailing weeing cat. We don't know, we will see. So that is step one. We'll just get her and cross our fingers. Two final bits that I just wanted to point out. First off, the toilet we're using is one we've had leaks in here and all sorts, so it doesn't really matter too much. It's a loo that's not used quite as much, so it's very handy if you've got two loos, because we're probably going to want to go over the next few months. And also, one of these. Out of the way, clip on top of there. That way she can't shut herself out of going to the loo. Again, we don't want to either shut herself in or more than likely not be able to get in when she needs to go, because then it'll be wherever she chooses. There you go. Recognize what that is. So she's not so interested in, well, she obviously doesn't need to go yet. Right, day 2 now, and we have poo number 2. It was amazing. The poo, not amazing, just thought I'd point that out. It's kind of a normal poo, it seems to be quite healthy, so that's a relief. Can get a zoom in there. Luckily it doesn't seem to be smelling as much as the first one. That one, the first one we didn't record, we were cross-eyed by the end of it, to be fair. That was quite amazing. But it's worked, so literally we've managed to get first poo, first couple of wees as well, and it hasn't been a problem at all getting her to use the toilet. So our advice for the first bit is, from the very start when you have a kitten, grab one of these, get them in, so that's the only place they're used to, and we'll see how things go when we start getting to the stage of cutting all the holes out. Cross fingers. Right, we've had 2 weeks now of kitten getting used to using the loo, and you can see by there it's not an issue at all. So it's, as you can see, it's looking at it, lucky there's now time anyway to put a fresh load of litter in. So far we've had one accident, one little puddle on the floor, that was it, and that was after a couple of days, maybe 3 days, that was all with that. She did have an episode of actually throwing poo over the wall as well, that we've had to clean up. But other than that, it's been great so far. So first stage, fantastic. Since we've had 2 weeks of trouble-free pooing and weeing, we're going to give a shot of cutting out the centre bit. So first off, let's clear out that litter. You don't need to film me doing that. No. Right now I'm being told off because we've done something with her toilet. So we better get on and get this all sorted out quickly. Now, so we've emptied it, and going back to this there, what we're going to do is take out that centre ring. Okay, that's the plan. So in fact it's even numbered number 1. Now what I would suggest, it's probably going to be the safest way, is to use a little Stanley knife. Now these ones, if you can see there, you've got little tiny grooves there actually on the knife, and that means we can cut it and then pull off that particular knife, because obviously we're dealing with ammonia and some pretty horrible chemicals and horrible smelling chemicals, so we want to protect ourselves. So we'll give this a shot and then take on the next phase. Okay, so holes now cut in the centre. It is a little bit of an awkward what's it to cut, and I think somebody might even need a loo, so timing could be ideal. So, back on the toilet. I think this is the one we're using, a nice bit of fresh litter for her. You need to use some kind of litter that isn't going to be an issue if it goes down the toilet now, because obviously there's going to be a certain amount of it that will. So hopefully a little bit more for her. Hopefully that should be enough. We will see. She's looking at it, obviously wondering about the hole. A cat being curious about something. Now there's a shocker. Whoops. Now I would have thought if we're going to have any kind of accidents, this is probably when things are going to start getting interesting. And she's going to have to... I would say it's a really good sign. There you go, she's had a little tiny bit of a wee. And fantastic, good girl. Good girl. Absolutely. I think we'll go and get her a treat. Okay, we're trying another part of it in an experiment. We are changing the kitty litter as well while we're going along. The Semi Cat that we've been using, although it's great, the fact it's granules, it soaks up the wee and sort of stops a lot of smells coming through. The only thing we're worried about is it's not quite so good for actually flushing, and well, she likes shoving everything down the hole, so to speak. So what we're trying is some more organic stuff that's supposed to be good for flushing. We just got to convince her that that's a good idea to have, and there she goes shooting around the corner there. So we're going to cross our fingers and hope that changing the actual kind of litter as well as having the hole and so on isn't going to be too much all in one go. Let's hope. I don't think we're too sure about this new stuff. I'll be happier when she's actually had a way. Or a poo. I think our answer might well be there. We have a wee. Looking at it, just checking it's a wee herself as well. There you go. Good girl, Sabra. Right, well, this has been an interesting period with that first hole. We've had 2 accidents. She's tried pooing, ironically, underneath her space, which is very odd for a cat. Obviously, she's been growing massively. But we have gone for an experiment because she's not been really happy. We changed the litter, as we mentioned beforehand. I don't know. Things have not been 100%. We've had to make sure we keep sort of zen gardening, as we call it, and just titivating her area. But we now have literally just put in the wider hole, and we've got a clip as well where I can show you that she's actually she went weed straight off before the fact I'd even managed to close the toilet or anything, and then she's actually pooed down the hole. So we've actually got, there you go, we've actually got poo in the hole. I mean, if we can get her to flush the thing as well, that would be amazing, but that's definitely a success. So first hole, by the looks of it, is a little awkward for the cats. They don't seem too keen and too happy on it, but the second hole, cross fingers, but that's looking really good. Good girl, Sabra.